as the Israeli military ramps up its ground operations in the Gaza Strip. The Israeli military must contend with Hamas' labyrinthine tunnel network. Now, what are these tunnels? What about the possibilities of these tunnels? Hamas claims 300 miles of tunnels in Gaza, an underground complex that effectively serves as an all-purpose military compound. Let's check the details of these Hamas secret tunnel. This is Krishnendu Nair. Israeli officials estimate that there are 1,300 tunnels spread over 300 miles in the Gaza Strip, which is only 25 miles long. The military even describes this network as one of the most extensive underground networks in the world. There are also underground bunkers under Gaza's hospitals. These tunnels, which Israel calls the Gaza Metro, are vital to Hamas from both an offensive and defensive standpoint. These are used to smuggle and store weapons, evade detection by terrorists, and add to the enormous difficulties of fighting in a congested urban environment. Further complicating the Israeli ground operations is the fact that at least some of the hostages kidnapped in the October 7 terror attacks are being held in the tunnels. The IDF announced on Friday that it was expanding its ground operations in the Gaza in addition to the massive bombing. Israel has called up 3 lakh reservists, and Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says he expects long and difficult war. Out of sight, Israel's advanced intelligence services, Hamas uses these underground facilities to train fighters beyond the reach of Air Force, smuggle cargo and contraband, store weapons and supplies, and assemble and store parts of a large arsenal of rockets and launch platforms. Another fact is that in the event of an extended ground operation, the tunnels will force Israeli soldiers to fight in unfamiliar terrain with the risk of ambushes and traps. Above ground, Gaza is one of the most densely populated places on earth, with 2 million people living in just 140 square miles. Egypt and Israel imposed a wide-ranging blockade on the enclave after Hamas took control in 2007, making the underground network even more important for smuggling and transportation. It is not known exactly how extensive the tunnels are, but experts say they have grown in size and complexity over the past 2 decades, with some equipped with electricity, lighting and rail tracks. They can span large sections of the strip, reaching more than 100 feet below the surface and terminating at dozens of access points. Yahya Sinwar, the leader of Hamas in Gaza, claimed in 2021 the group had 310 miles of tunnels in Gaza. The militant group dug tunnels along the Israel-Gaza border before launching attacks against Israeli forces, as in the 2014 war. As the tunnels grew more sophisticated, so did Israel's strategies to contain them. In addition to conducting numerous ground and aerial operations to destroy tunnels or close access points over the years, Israel has built a sensor-mounted underground anti-tunnel barrier beneath a fence that stretches along its entire border with Gaza. During the 2014 war, Israel launched a ground offensive into Gaza to destroy the parts of the tunnel system but faced challenges in locating, compacting and dismantling them, according to the RAND Corporation. Drawing on lessons from that war and the 2018 operation against Hezbollah, Israel has improved tunnel warfare training for its troops. It has developed robotic platforms to map and combat underground environments and new technologies to detect and destroy tunnels. Israeli efforts, including massive bunker buster bombs to clear the tunnels from the air, often resulted in civilian casualties. Now, where did these tunnels come from? Where was the idea originated? Tunnels have been used in Gaza since at least the early 1980s, after the city of Rafah was divided by new border agreed upon in the 1979 peace treaty between Egypt and Israel. With only one crossing point at the newly fortified border, families in Rafah were separated, severely undermining the city's economy, prompting the construction of underground tunnels through which family members could communicate and smugglers could smuggle goods. Terrorists' use of tunnels came to light during the first Palestinian Intifada, which began in 1987.